BC or BCE will, give information that the time or the period was before the Christ born. So, or in Bahasa Indonesia, we call it as sebelum Masehi. Okay? Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to British History and Literature class in Kuliah Teknokrat channel of Universitas Teknokrat Indonesia with me, Dwi Budi Setiawan. In this video, we are going to study about the old age of British history and also literature. The objective of this study, or after watching this video, you are expected that you can understand and explain about, first, the concept of BC, AD, and also about century. Next, you are expected that you understand and can explain about some influential events before the old age of British history. And the third one, you are expected that you can understand and explain about some important points in old age of British history. And the last one, the fourth part is, you are expected that you can understand and explain about the importance of masterpiece and the characters of literature in the old age of British history. Are you ready? Let's go to the first one. The concept of BC, AD, and century. Well, talk about BC. For example, there is a sentence written down there, and then you read it 1900 BC. What does it mean? What does BC stand for? Okay, BC stands for before Christ, or it is same as BCE, or before Common Era. BC or BCE will, give information that the time or the period was before the Christ born. So, or in Bahasa Indonesia, we call it as sebelum Masehi. Okay, so when you read a passage and written down there about 500 BC, means that 500 years before the Christ, or before Common Era. Okay, next we go to the concept of AC, or after Christ. It is same as AD or Anno Domini, or after the Christ born, or in Bahasa Indonesia, Masehi, tahun Masehi. So now it's 2021 Masehi, means that we are in 2021 AD. Okay, so is it clear? Is it clear about BC or BCE and also AD or AC? Yeah. Okay. I know that you know that the century means that 100 years. But what about this year? 449 AD. What century is it? If your answer is 4th century, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Because of 449 AD is the 5th century, or this is exactly at the middle of the 5th century, or in Bahasa Indonesia we call it as pertengahan abad ke-5 Masehi, because there is 80 over there. Yes? Okay. Next, So the 5th century will be started from 401 until 500. It is called as the 5th century. Okay, is it clear? Let's try once more, okay? I will give you one more example is year 1066 AD. What century is it? I will let you think. Next, if your answer is the 10th century, then you are wrong again. But if your answer is that is the 11th century, okay, then you are right. Or 1066 AD, you can call it, you can say that year as the beginning or in the middle of the 11th century. Or pertengahan dari abad ke-11 Masehi. Okay. Well, I hope that my explanation is clear about the concepts of century. And so later when I say the 5th century and the 11th century, so you will know in the range of the year, okay? Well, another one that I want to share is about the prehistoric and also history, okay? Because those words are different in meaning. So prehistory is the study of the past before writing was invented and before writing records were maintained. So prehistoric events are contextual with the use of graphics such as rock carvings, drawings, pictures, signs, symbols, and no individual standard numbering or marking system involves in the prehistoric era. While next we are talking about history. The history is study of the past starting from the time period when the writing system was introduced and written records were maintained. So those words, two words, prehistoric and historic, are really different. So the history one is started from when writing system was introduced. Okay, that makes them different. Okay, now let's go to the second part of video, and this is about some influential events before old age of British history. Are you ready? Let's start. Well, when we are going to talk about old age of British history, it will have relationship with the previous age, okay, or the previous era, or the previous era. What is the previous era? The previous era is around 300 before century. There were Celts in Britain. Celts. Who is Celt? What is Celt? So let's try to elaborate more. So Celts came from continental Europe between 800 until 600 before century. So 800 before 600 before century, and it is considered as first people of Britain. Okay, first people. So of Britain, people called as Celt. Okay, Celt. C-E-L-T-S. So Britain was the home for several Celtic tribes. So at least the tribe, there are 3 tribes include of Celtic tribes itself. First is Britons, B-R-I-T-H-O-N-S, where they settled in Britain. So you can hear like similar sounds with Britons and Britons, right? So actually Britons is derived from the Britain itself. So next is about Gael, or G-A-E-L, E-L, settled in Ireland. And next is about Picts, or P-I-C-T-S, settled in Scotland. So those three tribes of Celts came to the Britons. All right. Next, Celts were organized into clans, and they were loyal to the chieftain or captain. We call it as captains. Celtic religion was a form of animism. So Celtic believed in spirits that controlled every aspects of life. So in Indonesia also we can see it that some people are believing in the spirits that control every aspect of life, right? Next, until now, continue again next. Druids, or D-R-U-I-D-S, were the Celtic priests. They call it Druids. And Druids settled argument, recited over religious rituals, and memorized and recited poems about the past. Okay, but Celts were conquered by Romans in the first Anno Domini, in the first Anno Domini, first century of Anno Domini. Okay, in the first Anno Domini. Well, after Celt was conquered and Roman occupations is started in Britain. That is in the year of 55 before century BC, remember? 55 BC until 409 AD or Anno Domini. Okay, let's start about Roman now. In 55 before century, Julius Caesar invaded Britain, and it is continued in 43 Anno Domini. Emperor Claudius invaded Britain again. So after the Julius Caesar and continued again in 40 Anno Domini, Emperor Claudius invaded Britain again. That is marks the beginning of a Roman Britain. They began to Christianize the Celts. Celtic religion vanished, and Roman control led the world from Hadrian Wall. And the Hadrian Wall, we can still see it until now. Okay, so what were the legacy, or what legacy did Romans leave there? So some important legacies are, the first is the system of road and highways. You know, because of the better civilizations in making roads, so Roman can build a good system of road or highway. So another one is provided an organized society, which kept other invaders out from several centuries. So it is admitted that Roman has provided an organized society, and you know what? Organized society will lead to have a strong society controlled by Romans, and that's why for several centuries they can, you know, protect their country, or we call it their place, from the invaders. All right, and the third one is Roman alphabet introduced literacy and transfer of knowledge. That is some important legacy from Roman at a time. Well, but in the year of 410 Anno Domini, or what century is that? 410 Anno Domini. It means that the beginning of the 5th century. Rome threatened, and Roman pulled out from Britain. Oh, what is surprising! Yes, because of in the centers that they have a problem, and then also there are some groups from Germany also attacked the Britons, so that finally the Roman troops were taken back to the center. Okay, well, I think that's all what I can say, what I can explain in this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like the channel, so that you can get the information for the next video. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't forget to click the notification icons. Well, I think that's all. Thank you for your attention, and I close. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you in the next video.
Terima kasih sudah menyaksikan video pembelajaran ini. Jangan lupa like, komen, dan subscribe, serta nyalakan tanda loncengnya agar kalian tidak ketinggalan informasi update lainnya. I hate body.